What's up, fuckers? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be like a pretty long video because I have to do a recap of like everything that happened in the last like 2 weeks. I haven't made a video since McDonald's, so there's like actually a lot that happened and we have to kind of talk about it. So yeah, it's gonna be a long video. So we're gonna first talk about market conditions. If you guys have seen on SPY, I didn't put this in my Discord because it's not fucking active, so I'm not gonna say I gave up, but I just don't post anything in there because I'm not getting paid to do it, so might as well not do it. But if you guys are listening, right, obviously you guys are getting the info here and you guys know what's happening here if you watch the videos. If you don't, then you're just losing out on fucking great educational content. I guess that's how I call it. But SPY basically had a failed breakout here. We all know what happened here. Failed breakout, went down, and then we had the what's called the interest rates, right? Turn around, boom, everything turned around. SPY all-time highs, and it just kept doing all-time highs. And then I predicted and basically said that it needed a break. It's going to go sideways and then it's going to break out again. And then that's exactly what just happened over the past, I guess, 3 to 4 days now. Because this is very recent, actually. So yeah, as you can see, SPY just goes sideways. I mean, it just went sideways. You can see the line is drawn almost perfectly on SPY. You can see the day broke out. This wasn't really a thin day. I mean, you can see there's a lot of volume involved here. And then obviously breakout day. Would you trade a breakout on SPY? You could. You probably could. Would I recommend it? No. The way you'd probably do it, yeah, SPY, I have it up here, is you do the ADR. So how do you do that? Is you just calculate the average percent that it moves over 100 days. I have it currently of 5 days, so it's a little more aggressive, but you can change your ADR. I have this on TradingView. I haven't found one to like, yeah, so 20 days is 0.81. 15 days, it changes, right? So it's 79. 10 days would be 87, right? So over the 10 days, so but it's including these days, so it's a lot more ADR. 5 days would be these recent like days here, and then 20 days would be everything including those low days. So that's why it's a pretty average number. So you can see that the ADR on SPY here is 0.80%. So it moves per day around 0.8%. Okay. That means that if you do your option contract correctly, you have to calculate, okay, how many days do I want to hold this? Usually you hold a contract for 4 to 5 days. So let's do, in your calculator, let's just pull it up here so I can show you because I'm doing it on my phone. But we're going to calculate a contract. If you were going to take a trade on SPY, what option contract would you choose? Why would it be that? And how could you trade it, right? So I'm not sure why my calculator's taking forever to load. Okay, there we go. So you take 0.80. Okay, that's your ADR. Times, hypothetically, let's say, I don't know. Let's do, you're holding it for 4 days, right? So 3.2, right? Now, on SPY, I'm just going to do my own, because SPY is very volatile. But I don't really trust this 0.80 because if you look just at the recent days, just this made 0.62. This day made 0.7. This day made 0.4. Okay, so the average is 0.5. Just all of those 3 days of that move. But let's say that we are just trading before the breakout. So, right, these days here. So you're going to, instead of calculating these big days, you're going to calculate these, the ranges in those small days. So that small day here, as you can see, it moved down 0.6. That obviously, I'm going to say, okay, 0.8. That one's not big enough. That one is 0.8. That one is 0.6. That one is 0.3. So the average point in these candles, it looks like, is just 0.4 to 5. So I'm going to be a little more aggressive, and I'm going to say 0.5 is the average. So let's do 0.5 is the ADR, because I don't really trust this 0.80, because it's only because of these big candles. So 0.5, because I hope you understand, the ADR now is calculated off the 5 days from today. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these 5 huge candles that have huge ADRs, that's where we get the 0.80. But if we go back in time and we are on this day, this looting day, the ADR would be much lower, trust me. So 0.5, holding it for 4 days. That would be 2%, okay? So from the moment it breaks out, which let's go on the 1 hour. Actually, let's draw a line real quick just so you know where we are. Okay, so hypothetically, let's say we take this when it breaks out. So it's going to look like it's on the 9th. So Wednesday, right? I hope I got that right. Yeah, so Wednesday, you take this on the 9th, it breaks out. I don't have the volume indicator. Let's see if... Okay, so you can see SPY had volume here. So yes, we're good on to trade. You can trade here off SPY. Now, if you were go to like the 5 minute, for example, let me see where that is. Okay, right here. Oops. This is how, it's not super exact. I'm just making sure, or like I'm trying to make you guys understand how this would work, if you will. But that 5 minute candle opening here, boom. It spikes here, so you would buy at this high here. Okay, and that is exactly at 573. So let's do a text. Buy at 573. Point what? What is it? 0.81. Okay, 0.81. Okay, now you're gonna hold it for 4 to 5 days. And it's going to move 2% from 573.81. From 573.81. That's when you buy the contract and you want it to move 2% away from that to the strike price, right? So that means that in 4 days, it's going to hit 2% away from, or 2% above of 573. Okay, that's literally how you calculate how you're going to get into it. Okay, so now all you have to do is go back on the hourly, if you will. Or you could do this on the 5 minute, I don't really care. Right, 2%, you go from here. That's where you buy it here, right? And you just go up to 2%. So 2% would be up here. We're going to run out of room. Down here. All the way to 2%. So 2% is right at 585. Okay, so 585, let's do a line here, is your target in 4 days, right? Hypothetically, theoretically, okay? That's how you do your option trade, and that's how it would technically work. Now, with SPY, right, because SPY is a very volatile company, or it's not even a company, it's a fucking S&P 500, but you can trade it, which is great. You do have to be extremely careful. Okay, so 585, let's see if we can find any call options. Hypothetically, let's say we traded on the 9th, and we want this to be at least, we're going to hold it for 4 days, but the contract is going to be for at least a week, maybe, because we want to be aggressive. So 7 days. So from Wednesday. So 1, 2, 3, not including weekends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 17th is when we take the contract. Okay. So we look in the 17th here, 17 October, in 6 days. That's when it ends. The reason I'm doing this is because, and this is, you're going to learn this while doing options. Obviously, it's a little safe way, because if in 4 days your option contract does not exactly meet the strike price, you still have a few more days to catch up to that, and so you're not losing so much, right? It's not like a 0 DTE. So we're going to click 17. We're going to look, obviously, for calls, and we're going to go down to where we said 585. Okay, so 585 is right here. This is not the best spot, but it's a good spot. The contract is cheap, and you have to look at open interest, right? Because open interest for these, right, 581, no one's looking at this. But you can see how already there's some open interest here, which these are crazy, like 625, like there's only one for 620, but there's so much for like 610, which is crazy. I mean, these people will make money if it goes up, but they won't hit their strike price. But you can see that 585 does have open interest. People are looking into this. 584. So anything under 585 is good, right? But you have to understand that an option contract can only make you money if you time it right with the right, bid and ask. Okay, because if I buy this at 280 and that's at 279, which is technically like 0.5 cents away from going to 580, I'm not going to make a lot of money, because obviously on Monday, this could move 1% and I can make that 580 call, even though it's due in 6 days. It's telling me that in 6 days, I'm predicting that SPY will hit 580. So that contract is going to go from 272 to 275. I'm going to make $3 on this shit. Trust me, right? But the riskier makes more money, because you're saying that in 6 days from the day you buy that contract, so obviously here it's a little more expensive because SPY went up, right? But if you backtrack to that Wednesday when you would buy a contract, 585, this contract would not be so much. It'd probably be at 20, if not 10, if not maybe a little higher, right? And then through the week, SPY goes up, so this contract goes up because it's getting closer to 585. Because remember, when you bought this contract, right, the 585 contract, it was only, the price was currently at 573. Okay, now currently it's at 578. That's a huge move. So that means it got closer to 585 in a short amount of days, which means your option contract is going to go up, right? You could still buy 585, but now it's Friday, so it's the end of the week, so I don't recommend it. If the breakout already happened, then you are fucked. You have to wait. You're not getting into an option contract without the breakout, without the volume. So that's how you would trade SPY, right? You would wait until the breakout happens. You do the 2% rule, the ADR, or not the rule, I guess you calculate your ADR, how many days you want to hold it. If you want to be a little more aggressive, right, and say you're going to hold it for a little longer, it's going to be like maybe 2.5, right? 2.5%, right? So 2.5 would be like more up here, but that's really far up. Really, really, really far up. So that's up to you to decide, and that's up to your experience with trading, obviously. So that's how you'd find that. So market conditions overall, obviously, are really good, right? SPY's breaking out. My only concern is that obviously this will go higher. SPY's going to go higher. I don't have a concern. What I was trying to say is this is good for stocks, because that means if SPY is doing good, then that means that stocks are doing good, right? All right. So setting up, right? We have some companies that have been setting up. We have Columbia Bank, obviously. Didn't do much research on this. I just saw that this would this was actually setting up here. You can see it just goes kind of up. Not a huge move, but it does go sideways. Sets up pretty much nicely. Then you have a very thin day, and it obviously breaks out today. Now, these kind of stocks here, I don't particularly love. The reason why is they don't move very much. From 26 to 26.95, it only moves $95. It's almost like it's McDonald's. It moves like cent-wise, and I don't particularly love these kind of stocks. I don't move. It looks like it moved a lot, but in reality, it only moved $1. Okay, and I don't personally love it, right? KRK, I'm pretty sure I talked about this in my last video, or maybe I scratched that video, but KKR, obviously, this wasn't really, this right here was not a failed breakout, and I'll tell you why. It's because it gapped up. So it actually gapped up. You can see here on it opened above, and there was no volume. If there was volume and it went up, you could have bought here, but it was not a failed breakout. It was just I guess it was a failed breakout, but no one entered this. It gapped up and it went down. So no option contract there. And then after that, then it broke out again. Only problem is you have to wait for that high to get broken, and that I don't want to do that. So wouldn't really want to trade this again. Shopify. Okay, Shopify, really nice setup. I mean, this was Shopify had earnings, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it did have earnings here. I'm pretty sure I also had this in gapped. So I was watching Shopify go up. It went up, it went down. It hit the what? It hit the 50 EMA and bounced right back. I mean, that's powerful. This tells me that the company is doing positive numbers. It's doing good. The stock doesn't want to keep going down. I mean, look at that strong rejection. It wants to keep going back up, right? It's going to keep going back up. Now it trades above the 200 EMA. And then Right. It sets up. Does it go sideways? Kind of. Not really. But it does set a flag here, right? It goes sideways and then it creates this deep, like, whoa, like sharp fall right under the EMA. But look at the 1 hour. It creates this huge sharp fall. And then what happens? This fucking candle out of nowhere, shoop, spurts out. Spurts out. That sounds fucking zesty. Where's my candle? There it is. Right? Pre-market spurts out, goes all the way up, and then we open up here. So we ended the day down here at 78. It needs to break over here. It breaks there at what? 80, right? And then it just keeps riding. It goes to all the way up to 83. So that's almost a 3% or a $3 move on hood. So that would have been a setup and a trade that I would have taken, because see how it didn't hit low day and then it went to make new highs and now it's at 84.20. Now, if you were to hold this for 4 days, so 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess 4 here, it wouldn't make you much money because hood, I'm pretty sure it doesn't move like I think it does. 4.7, no, there's no way. I refuse to believe that. Oh yeah, it's because of that. But wait, is it hood? No, it's Shopify. Yeah, that's hood is another one that I'm gonna look at. Okay, that seems more reasonable. Yeah, 2.5. Hold on, my dad's calling me. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, the ADR here is 2.5. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's less than that. I'm gonna say it's probably like a 2 to 1. I'm not gonna do the math real quick, but let's just do 2 times 4, right? So it's 8%. That's actually crazy. But let's say you buy it where it breaks out. So at the open here, hypothetically, so 8% is right here. So 8% is at 86. Let's say you hold it for 4 days. You're gonna hold it for more than 4 days. You're gonna hold it at least for 7 days. If not 2 weeks. Usually I like to go 2 weeks because that gives me a big opportunity, but that means that it's only at 7 here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess 4 here. So 5, 6, 7. Yeah. In 7 days, you could hit this easily in 7 days. I think if you have a 7-day contract here for 86, you're golden. But that's how you do it, right? That's literally how you do the contract. And I just did it in half a second. SE, yeah, okay, cool. I mean, a huge setup. I mean, like it was cool. Broke out, right, as you can see. Yeah, very nice, tight squeeze. This one I do like because it went from 96 to 101. So big move, big fucking move. And you can see the 5-minute just high volume, boom, buy off this candle at 80 or 97 to 101. You'd be making money. DoorDash. So DoorDash, this is like almost perfect, right? It's just like that little tip right here, boom, right off the bat, and then you just have like it's sideways, man. You can just see it, right? And then that day, not really the best because that day kind of I would say failed, not failed, but like it probably thought like, look, it's spurted up here. So people bought a bunch of option calls, I bet, right here, which technically are good. Like it's not bad, but then it's sold off. You don't really buy here, so technically you'd be break even. But yeah, that would be a breakout. I honestly would prefer breakout days that are happening in the morning, because that's where all the volume is going to come in, right? In the middle of the day here at 12:30, that's lunch hour. I mean, that's probably not the best. Yeah, like look at this. That's something happened yesterday. If that's probably news that happened, honestly. But that's DoorDash. Then you have Meta. So Meta's actually setting up, so I'm not going to talk about that one yet. McDonald's also setting up again. I mean, McDonald's back here was setting up. Then we had a goddamn run over here. Fucking predictions left and right. Finally hit 300. Then we went to 304. And then next thing you know, it just goes sideways. Wonder why. It goes up for so long, then it goes sideways. I wonder what's next. Could it be a failed? I think it's going to pull back to the EMAs because on the weekly, it's very, very, very lagging. Yeah, the daily is lagging here, and you can see it's just it wants to break out. Will it? I don't know. Snapchat. I told my friends. Snapchat would break out. They didn't believe me. They said Snapchat is a dead company. It wouldn't break out. If it keeps going up, I'm gonna fucking show them this video, and I'll tell them that they're all fucking gay ass faggots for saying that shit. All right, Apple. Apple's a little more complicated. It's a little more detailed, so I'm not gonna get into it this video, but I am looking to get into Apple because it's just going sideways. It has had failed, just I don't know what the fuck that day was. I was there for that, but that was crazy. It just kept going sideways. If you don't mention these days over here, it's sideways. Price action has been from 229 to 223 for the past like fucking 2 weeks now, right? It's been a while, right? And it's just fucking left and right. CSCO actually took one on paper trading for this one. It's just very thin bottleneck here that just spread it out. Obviously, huge day. This is also one of those stocks that trade like very penny wise, so like point cents. Not the best, but I did take calls on this. Actually, I can tell you my thought process on this. CSCO. We'll actually look at how I took this trade because I think this is pretty interesting. I hope I have the right thing because this is not CSCO, yeah. Why does it look so not okay, whatever. Sharp fall. Oh, why is this is like setting up straight? Why is this not what the fuck is trading view on? The fuck? Anyways. 52.88. Okay. Let's just say the average ADR is 1 point. Let's just say it's 1. So let's say it's 1 times, so you hold it for 4 days, so 4%. It breaks out at 52.91. 52.91 is down here, and you're going for almost 4%. So 4% would be right here. So 4% almost right here. So 55. Okay. In 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. That could 4. Obviously, you're holding for a contract that hits for more than 4 days, but that's how much you're going to hold it. The contract itself is going to be 7 days, so a whole week, but you're going to hold it for 4 days. If it doesn't hit strike price, then you sell or whatever, right? So you have 6 days for this to hit. Already it's pretty much halfway through, 55. Let me pull up my contract real quick that I bought because I forgot which one it was. It's a 55 call. Would you look at that? Ain't that crazy? It is a 55 call. Right. Okay. And then I have another one called Fitbit. Where is that one? Don't know where it is. Hold on. I think it's this one. No, it's not. Wait, unless I'm tripping. Hold on. FITB. Yeah, right. FITB. Right. I also took a call on this one pretty recently. This one, I mean, just great. I don't even know, like, you don't even know, like, just look at this and you'll understand, right? I don't even go into detail. Sound, this is something I'm working on. AMD, not a call out, just AMD, and then NVIDIA is NVIDIA. So yeah. So that's that. Then we can look at flags. Let's just look at my current game portfolio. I invested in TSM just a couple days ago. Obviously, pretty big winner. The biggest winner, though, at least in my personal opinion, is Pawn. Right. Look at it, right? You're probably, holy shit. You know where? You know when I bought it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Almost 12 days ago. So on this day right here, or 13 days, on this bearish day. Wait, no, was it here? It was here. It was here. Yeah, it was on these days. It was at 336. I bought it at 336. It's at 373 and hit 378 today. yeah, I mean, call me a fucking magician. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, our companies are not doing the best. We shorted DJT down here, so we're fucked. ATGL, yeah, that's good. It's going back up. And McDonald's, TSM, yeah. So not doing great. Not doing the best, but we'll be back. We have some flat companies here. I'm gonna go over these, filter them. There's a lot. Obviously, some of these are setting up, have broken out, so I need to filter them. And I'll be back on Monday. If not with a trade, we'll see what happens. But I'll see you guys